Hey friends, it's a Cold Brew Chick here. We got a new video today, and this one is going to be highlighting a very interesting coffee. Bones Coffee Company, you might remember these guys from when we did the Irish Cream video. Well, these guys came out with a new flavor called Electrified Unicorn. If fruit flavors don't come to your mind, well, that's exactly what this is. It smells exactly like Fruit Loop coffee. I know. So today we're going to find out how exactly that is as a cold brew, and to test it out we're going to be using the OXO Cold Brew Maker and going over how to use it so you can make the best cold brew at home. Let's get into it. The flip on the front of the plastic stand lets you decide when it's time to release your cold brew and to be ready to drink. When you have it in this up position, everything is closed off so that the cold brew can do its magic making process. But once you flip it down, then it releases the cold brew through the filter and it goes into the glass carafe where it's ready to drink. So let's go ahead and break it down and make some cold brew. So this part we actually don't need yet. We can put this off to the side. This is all we need for this first part. So we're going to put our coffee grounds and just dump them in there. As always, we're going to use a coarse ground. And what's awesome with these beans is that they're super flavorful and they smell fantastic. So as it's ground, you can really smell that Fruit Loop flavor. And then we're going to go ahead and add our water. No, we're not. And this is why. Because we have this top that it comes with. So you don't want to put the water directly on it. You want to use this top to make sure that everything stays concentric. And it mentions in the instruction booklet as well that depending on how fine or how coarse the grind of your beans are, you want to let your coffee bloom before you go ahead and saturate all the grounds. So what that means is that they want you to add just a little bit of water so that the grounds are covered by water but not necessarily saturated, and you kind of let it sit for a little bit so it gives it time to bloom and oxidate. And then once that's happened, you can go ahead and add the rest of the water. So we're going to go ahead and carefully pour it just like that, and you'll see the water slowly comes down equally all over the grounds, and then you let it bloom for a little bit, and then you go ahead and just add the rest. And you just keep pouring the water in the concentric circles so that way it all equally comes down onto the grounds. I think it's called the Rainmaker because it kind of looks like rain coming down on the coffee grounds. Alright, so once all the water has come down, this is good to go and sit, and it's recommended by the company to sit for 12 to 24 hours at either room temperature or in the cold in your fridge. For this one, I did it at room temperature because I had no room in my fridge, and this one I did for 24 hours. So let's go ahead and try it out and see how it is. Alright, so let's go ahead and give it a try and see how this turned out. According to the Cold Brew Maker, this comes out as a cold brew concentrate. So I have a little bit of water in the bottom here to kind of dilute it out and make sure it's not too strong. And pour it in. Alright, let's see. I mean, automatically the first thing you smell is that Fruit Loop fruity cereal flavor, which is so good. This was either going to be a hit or a miss, and I think as a cold brew this is a miss. It has a berry flavor to it, which when it comes to cold brew, I love a berry flavor. Don't get me wrong. Some Ethiopians with blueberry notes is one of my favorite cold brews. But this one, it's more obvious that it's an artificial berry flavor and not a natural berry flavor that comes out of the bean. That being said, I wouldn't necessarily say that would be bad as a hot coffee. That's definitely something to try and see. And I believe that these beans are more designed to be made as hot coffees. But turning them into cold brews, it makes it so fun because we get to pull different flavors and kind of see, the flavors that are added to them, how they come out in the coffee. But as a cold brew, it just has a light, bright, artificial fruity flavor that I'm not really a huge fan of. Maybe if you added some milk, maybe some sweetener to kind of complement that berry flavor more, it would taste good. But I'm not really a big fan of it. So I would have to say as a cold brew, probably a 2.5 out of 5 stars. It still came out as a smooth, crisp, clean cold brew. There's no filtration issues or anything that I'm worried about. It's just that artificial berry flavor I can't it kind of lingers in your mouth for a while too, and I'm not really a big fan of it. So I'm gonna have to pass on this one as a cold brew for me. One thing I do want to take note of with the cold brew maker though, although it came out as a great cold brew, I'm not seeing any sedimentation, it's clean, crisp, and clear. When you go and pull your lever to make your cold brew, it drops incredibly slow. And that might be an issue for you if you're somebody that makes cold brew and wants it ready to go in the morning and maybe you're rushing off to work or you need cold brew quickly. It's very, very slow as it drips. When I made this batch, it took me about 2 hours to get all of the water out into this canister. And it does mention that depending on your grind size, it could take a while for all the coffee to drip through. But the thing is with cold brew, this is a coarse grind, so it shouldn't take that long for it to drip into this canister. So I would definitely say that's a negative of the maker, is that it's not for the patient, or the non-patient I should say. And with cold brew, we're already using a lot of time to make it, to use even more time to have to get it out and filter it. It may not be a viable option for everybody. So just something to take note of. Hey friends, thank you so much for checking out my channel. Don't forget, Cold Brew Chick is more than just a YouTube. It's also a blog, podcast, and an Instagram, all at Cold Brew Chick. There I'm reviewing, highlighting the best cold brew in the nation from some of our favorite companies and not so well known but fantastic coffee stores. Check out all the links below in the notes and I'll talk to you guys soon.